and watch the live feed. That would totally happen.
I mean, take this over.
Please grab colored something if you have these in your binder. Totally fine. But red, green, blue, and yellow are the colors that you're going to need. Red, green, blue, and yellow. We're going to play a game. And this isn't like when I tell you we're going to play a game and it's a lie. We're for real going to play a game.
Yeah.
I do, over there. The big box, or there's packs. You can use pens if you want. You could also even just label, or you can even just label RB, Y, what, like, I don't even know.
There's something time when I wasn't able to go on an airplane.
No, but that seems completely off topic.
It was on topic.
Was it because of red, green, blue, or yellow?
No. Like,
I don't know how this
3 minutes
works.
on 9/11.
It was when?
Green, and blue. When I was in like 3rd grade. Long story short, even though we were all Indian, we had darker skin tones, and I was wearing an ankle brace. We got like we were stopped.
Yeah, random search.
Yep.
Although I'm always random search, so if we really want to say they're profiling, I don't know what profile I fit, but seriously, if we want to like talk statistics, I have been random search over 50% of my time flying. I've only flown like 5 times really, I think. But yeah, and then one time I actually accidentally had a really small knife in my backpack because it was just deep there. I didn't realize it was still in there. Like, their metal detector was way better than me cleaning out my bag. They're like, "Sir, is there anything in your bag we should know about?" I'm like, "Not that I know of." And they're like, "Can you explain this little pen knife?" And I was like, "It's a little pen knife. There's your explanation." They're like, "Were you trying to get this on the plane?" I was like, "No."
Excuse me, sir. That is a pencil.
Yeah, they're like, "Do you want to ship it home?" I was like, "No, can we throw this away and I move on with my day, please?"
I had a real big
That
knife
is
in
a
my bag
finger.
one time. It
You
was
can
so
punch
bad.
people.
Yeah,
And then it was like this zipper pocket.
Yep, that's what got me.
Explain just colored.
All right, so now I think we do a little bit of this in Math 1. Do or did, I guess. Proof by contradiction. Okay, so does anybody know what proof by contradiction means? Jacob.
Prove all other options wrong, so
Oh,
it has
yeah.
to be right.
Actually, well, kind of maybe, but that's not like a clean definition of it. You're right. Like we're gonna disprove something that will eventually prove, but that sounds like a lot of work. Disprove all other options.
Disprove the exact opposite.
Lauren?
Like if Nidden says something that I know for a fact isn't true, instead of like telling him all these reasons why, I can just prove him wrong by showing him what he messed up.
Either way. So if I wanted to prove that a triangle has 180 degrees in it, but I want to do this through a proof by contradiction. Here's how I start. Start with the exact opposite of what you're trying to prove. So if I'm trying to prove that these do equal 180, if I start with this, and I start working it, and I find out this can't happen, there's 0 chance of this being able to be true, I then prove that the alternative is true. If I find out there's no way this can be true, I've proved the alternative. So, to do that, we're going to lead in with a little game. So, if we make these game boards at these tables, we're then going to need to go pair with people at other table groups. So here's your rules. And my actual advice would be to fold your paper, like right now, unless like your markers are going to bleed through or whatever. You can really draw on whichever one you want, but it's really meant to draw on this one so that when you're holding it for like your person like that's going to be solving, you have a double thickness of paper to like block what you've colored. So the color square game, I dropped 3 at your table. Somebody stole two
Put it in
then.
your binder. I just checked the binder.
Here. I have an extra.
Finds out it's under the original
Probably.
paper.
Oh.
So, when we are arranging our colors, they must be connected. Like, same colors must be connected contiguously. Which means, like, side by side, not adjacent, like just touching a corner. So, if I'm doing red, 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 or red, 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 like, all of these are allowed. But I cannot do red, 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 space, red, red, or like this, you just broke the board. So, this is an example of what is allowed to happen. Blue, blue, and blue are all contiguous. Red, red, and red are all contiguous, and green, green, green are all contiguous. So right now, design your 3x3 board however you want, but so that each color, now you might want to start by like penciling them in and making sure it'll work before you actually color it. Now, I would not necessarily design your board to exactly match the example board up there, but that's your choice, I guess.
The double fake out.
Yeah. And then the 4x4 game, same rules, but then we add in yellow. So once you design your 3x3, design your 4x4.
Yellow makes it better. The quadruple fake out.
I mean, you could use yellow on the first one, but it's going to confuse your partner when you like team up to have people guess it. So then, as you guys are drawing in here, we are going to pair up with people from a different table group, and you may ask questions like what is in row blank or what is in column blank, and somebody could tell you like 2 reds and a green, or a green, red, and a blue, or whatever's in there. You have to answer truthfully, but the goal would be to figure out what their square looks like in the least amount of questions possible. Yeah, we're doing the 3x3 and the 4x4.
So it's a 4x4 we use yellow?
Yeah, you add in yellow, 4 yellow squares. Same rules, must be connected contiguously. You can do like red, 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 red. Oh, like a corner, like the chest
Total
move.
has to be 4.
Yeah, they'd be contiguously touching them, right?
Yeah.
Side by side by side by side. You do not have to guard this from the people you're sitting near because we will switch tables. If you're at all like on the fence of am I allowed to do this, you can show somebody at your table grouping and double check that what you've done does not break any rules. Now there is a somewhat specific way that we need to make groups, not very specific, but there is a way that we can break this. Like if all 3 of you pair up with all 3 of them, then this group like is left hanging. So we need to make sure that we intermix our groups so we all have a partner that is not at our table group. So once we're done. Yeah, so somebody's gonna need, and Satya lost a paper, so I need to make mine really quickly. Did you seriously lose this?
I don't know where.
Where's the extra paper, dude?
I put it in the binder. Oh, I told you. I checked my math binder.
Alright. If you're done, now hold up. So here's my advice when you're looking for a partner. Take your paper, which right now is folded like this. Fold it again to like, so your colored squares are on top of each other. Once you find your partner and get seated, then open it and like secretively like start ask and answer questions. So one person is just the asker, and then the other person's the answerer until you're done and they like figure out your square, and then you trade places. And you can do this for both the 3 square and the 4 square.
Wait, do we use the same table group?
No. Because you guys could have probably already seen. Yeah, but go fast because you're like leaving somebody without a partner. Or if you guys want to partner up, Satya can be my partner since he ran to get a drink.
Yeah.
What, being my partner is suffering?
No, just
Thanks,
not get
Lauren.
friends, but I mean, yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay, so we're doing
Your partner's hands are on the back, right?
Yeah, so like you use the back part to figure out your partner's.
Should I like flip it up like this?
Yeah, so he can't see yours. Yeah, exactly.
No, but like, should I flip it like this that when I need to, I can
So guys, when it's like this, right, your partner can't see what you've done, and you have your 3x3 and your 4x4 that you can sketch ideas for your partner. So Satya, I think you're my partner.
I'll do the 4x4 first.
Grab that stool or something. You want to ask first or answer first?
You ask first.
Okay. Well then get in the spot and then I'll look because I don't want to see your stuff.
I'm putting it behind.
Okay. You good?
Yep.
Okay. In the 3x3, what is in your middle? Hey, remember, columns are vertical. You learned that last year with Mrs. Pettigrew. She will cry if you forget that. Columns are vertical. What is in your middle column? Okay.
Oi!
Like just red?
No.
Oh, you have to give me like 2 reds and a blue. Okay.
2 reds and a blue.
That was. What was
Alright,
the
2 reds and a green.
Are you making this up or did you fill in your
I
colors?
just heard you say 2 reds and a blue.
So it's 2 reds and a green?
Yes, 2 reds and a blue. I have to say 2 reds and a blue.
Yeah, you have to like give me the detail. But you didn't tell me like red on top or like, you know what I mean? What is in your center row?
Blue, red, green.
So one of each. In that order? No, just don't answer that because that's not a. So that would either have to be red or green. What is in your third column, like right column?
Wait, you said 3 blues?
I asked 3 questions, right? Darn it! I still can't figure it out. Wait, I'm right here.
Yeah.
No, because there's still that center block. There's still multiple options how you could arrange this. Okay, what is in... Hey, Steven, it's not really helping anybody else's focus. Thank you, bud. What is in your bottom row?
Blue and green.
So 2 greens and a blue?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
when you think you got it, show them what you think it is. Red, green, blues.
Oh my gosh, that's weird.
Yeah?
Yep. I'm just talking about the chair because when I got it.
Yeah.
I'm too
Alright.
late.
You ready to question?
Yes.
Alright.
What is in your middle row?
2 blues and a red. Sorry, middle row or middle column?
Middle row.
Every color.
That helps.
Yeah, you really just got 2 answers.
Did you have blues?
Here.
One blue and 3 green.
Did you have
Use a pen.
something like this? Because
Now be
Oh, I can't
careful.
remember what you said the first time.
I was about to say, be careful what you heard.
I think it was 2 reds and a blue. Okay, what is in your middle column?
2 blues and
Okay, good.
red.
One red, silver yellow.
it right, it's kind of like that.
What is in your leftmost column?
This could be made so much more difficult.
Green.
Yellow.
You should be good now.
I am beating the lead.
Oh no!
Blue, green, and 2 yellows.
Actually, yeah.
I need one more.
You need one more. So I beat you on the 3x3 then if you need a fourth question. Or did I ask 4 questions?
You didn't show me what you thought
I did ask 4 questions.
I could have got this out back to remember.
So, yes.
I want to take a guess. What is
1, 2, 3 plus
Actually, no, I'm able to get it.
Right now there are 2 opportunities based on the information I've given you.
Is the top row green, red, red, green, blue, red, green, blue?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, 4x4. What's in your right column?
Red, red, yellow.
So 2 reds, a yellow, and a blue. What is in your the column to the left of that?
Red, red, yellow.
Yellow, red.
I think I got it. Crap, I think I need one more question actually just to verify. What?
In the 4x.
Yeah. Well, because you've restricted certain things. I know one thing for sure.
Yeah, red.
What is in your bottom row?
3 green,
Yellow.
Yep, gotcha. Right.
I remember my mom asking me for help on food.
Are you sure you gave me the right information?
Yeah. I didn't give you the right order.
So your right column, 2 reds, a yellow, and a green. Your column to the left of that, like right beside it, 2 reds, a yellow, and a green. And then your bottom row is 3 greens and a blue.
Okay, so then it's just 2 to 3.
You want to ask the third party?
No,
That's the same
that's impossible.
No, it isn't.
Hey, what have you done? Let me see.
Hold on. See if I can.
I'm a master square maker.
No, I think you broke
Wait,
something.
I wanna
But
see
I could be wrong.
I want to see if Sasuke broke.
I did it right.
I want to see Sasuke's broken mine.
Ah.
How do you
Yeah,
describe
you
it?
had 3 and I had 2.
That or
How do
I.
you describe it?
He essentially has told me both these rows are the same: 2 reds, a yellow, and a green. Hold on. Get out! Why are you guys over here? Are you done with all of yours?
Yeah, I actually do know.
I'm a master square maker.
How did that come
Oh. So what did you get wrong?
And your left row or left column is solidly blue. Then.
I think I just did a bad job at describing.
Yeah, I disagree with how you described
What's
it.
in your third row?
I described it right.
I'm not sure about that.
Row. Okay.
Like, I'm gonna make it stick up.
Alright, green.
Do you have to fill in the last ones in the back?
No, go up.
I just used
Why?
Oh.
First question, topmost
One green and one
I'm trying to make it stand up. So
well, there's probably a lot of
Okay. Is it all yellows on top?
Yes.
And 2 blues, 2 reds, 2 blues, 2 reds, blue, green, green, green.
2 blues, 2 reds, 2 blues. You just said 5 blues.
No.
That's
Oh,
5
you're
blues.
totally right.
Fours now.
Then that should be green.
Yes, that's No.
Too many
That's
V's. The green kicks up. See, I needed one more question really to be confident, but I didn't want to ask it. Alright, try me.
Okay, this one's hard. 4x4.
Do the back one.
There's always that.
That was for you to write on as you were like working with the partner to guess. Like that was for you to jot notes about what they were saying. I announced this. I talked about it. Okay. Question.
What is your leftmost column?
3 greens and a blue.
We weren't supposed to put it in the order. Yeah, I know. That's what I was doing, Levi.
Okay. What is the row, the column next to that? The right one. Not rightmost, the right column next to it.
The middle left column is 2 yellows, a green, and a blue. Right, the 2 in the middle, but the left middle. 2 yellows, a green, and a blue.
How many questions did you ask?
I ended up asking you 3, but getting stuff wrong. So really, I would say like that counts as like 4 or 5. They got it wrong a couple times.
I will write all on paper. Chris,
Not fun.
that's stealing. It's giving you away.
Oh my gosh, pay attention.
I have written
Oh shoot, Boyo. The yeast has been made. What's in your middle column?
Here, come back over here and I'll take that. Like
What
when
is
you
the
when you come back over, I'll take that. Are you trying to put your colored pencils away or what?
What
You'll
is
put
the
those
third?
away and then I'll take it off. It makes you sound really fast.
Mr. Hudson,
No, I can't.
when we do probability, there's this really fun game that has to do with probability.
I got you, Levi. Don't you worry, man.
This reminded me a lot of it.
All right, Santi, we have to I have to teach something at some point.
It's in the game Pokemon.
I mean, he could have.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm in the middle of something with Satya, so hold on. Just hang on a little bit.
I want to try to take
This one for the first one.
Trapezoid. A equals 1/2 times B plus B1
Is
plus
it
B2
top?
times height.
What's your right column? As far as right column.
You wouldn't even
Okay, so
know
now you're
what
asking
it
a
is.
third question. Red. See that?
Okay,
is
so,
a lot.
yeah.
How is the ultimate duel?
So is your rightmost column all red?
Yeah, I just told you that.
Is the top one 3 blues and 1 red?
No.
Wait,
Moving on.
I must have. Oh,
You wanna see it?
failed.
I would have asked you the leftmost column. Oh, the blue is down there.
All right, grab a seat. We just have a little bit to wrap this up. Today's lesson was pretty straightforward with what we're trying to do. So really, the point here was knowing what would exist based on what can't exist.
That sounds deep.
Because we know the rules, right? We know the blocks have to be contiguous. There's only so many blocks, columns, rows, all that stuff. And we start to follow that pattern to say, well, this can happen, this can't happen. And if this thing that I know, like, doesn't happen, then makes this other thing happen, great, I know it, right? I know the answer. What are you looking for, bud? Sharpener? I had lead. There's 2 right here. If it was a snake, it would have bit you, and then there's lead stuck in the other one, so I'm trying to fix it. So a proof by contradiction is where you start with the negation statement, and I'm curious if they even use that term. The negation statement is take what you're trying to prove and make it the opposite, negate it. So like if I'm trying to prove a plus b plus c equals 180, I negate it, right? I say it's not equal to 180. Then when I prove that that is false, I have proven the truth of the opposite of that statement. So when we look here, I like x and y. What relationship do we know? But why? But why?
Because they're
They're on the same side, they're inside the transverse. Yeah.
But why?
because they're
Because
the
they're
lines
parallel
don't-
lines.
Yeah.
when we see parallel lines cut by a transversal, yeah, same side interior angles are supplementary, right? That's what we've said.
Oh, like an extension?
Take it in the reverse. So how could we turn that statement around to prove lines parallel, not prove that angles are supplementary? So take a moment, think about, really I should have you guys have notes out, but we can kind of just talk through these things. So essentially what you just said and what your brain did was, I see parallel lines, therefore those angles are supplements. Flip it.
Actually, it's supplementary, therefore these angles are not.
You mean they are?
That's proving.
No,
So our flip, right, and you're picking up on it, if A plus B equal 180, what's the then?
then they're parallel.
Those two lines.
That's right.
Yeah, then C is parallel to D. So every theorem that we have so far, and really any theorem that we have, when we look at flipping the order of it around, can prove what the theorem actually starts with. So, right, these are all parallel line theorems that we've been working with the past few days. But if we don't know the lines to be parallel, but we do know another relationship.
Sorry for the interruption. Could I just have a moment? If these students would please bring their permission slips at lunchtime to the office, we would appreciate it. Maria Smalley, Jose Cervantes, Ty George, Jack Hutchison, Sydney Wild, Lauren Fedorko,
So what makes lines intersect? This is all just seven.
Grace Rampershaw, Miles Rush.
What makes lines intersect? Like, unlike what we
When they
just saw.
aren't parallel.
When they aren't parallel, right? Lines not parallel will intersect.
Colton Christian and Desi Marshall.
So we have lines AB, CD, and then of course we have line AC. Right? So
How?
What the heck?
Wait, what?
What the heck even sorcery is
That's not a triangle.
That ain't no triangle, fellers. Those two lines, AE
not.
and CE, them
did I ever say it was a triangle? Nope.
But they're.
Now, if we trust the math given to us, not what things look like. Why are you saying what the frickin' frackin'?
Because that's what it looks like.
What'd you say, Jacob?
The a total measure of all the angles in the triangle, in the non-triangle, does not add up to 180.
Yeah, but there's also no parallel line markings saying that they aren't parallel and they cross.
There's no.
If
It's screwed up, that's why.
Yes.
if if VAC is 100 and if ACD is 80,
And those lines.
what is BED?
Wrong.
Zero.
0, right?
Wrong.
That's what it is.
Right? So really,
Huh.
wait. Wait.
So we should try using a protractor.
Just one more time.
Yeah.
But it's not parallel because there are no markings on
No, but that proves that
You're
it is
lying.
parallel.
Oh.
You're lying.
Lie.
Lines don't need the markings to be parallel. If you walk down the train tracks, you're like, yep, there's the parallel line markings. There's the we're good. There's the parallel. You're like walking down the street. You're like, yep, those lines are straight. There's parallel line markings. We don't need to see the marks for it to actually. I got seventh graders looking at me like I'm crazy over here.
Well,
We
maybe
don't
you're right.
actually need the markings for this thing to exist. Now, if they told us this is a triangle, right, then something's broken. Right? This doesn't work.
You don't
Yeah,
know what
but-
I did.
but-
But
But they didn't. Right? They didn't tell us this is a triangle. They just gave us line AB line CD and line AC, where these angles are fixed how they are. So what's happened here is the person drawing this doesn't know how to draw. But what we have is parallel lines. This drawing is broken. So intersection E doesn't really exist. And actually what we could say is B and D are actually like should be equidistant apart as A and C are. They are. They're not drawn that way. The drawing is wrong. Look, it doesn't say Maria was effective in drawing. It says Maria was trying to draw, right? Remember, failure's learning, right? It's over there. Failure is learning. Maria just learned. Okay, try this. Hold up. Hold on. Check this out. Hey, this one should make you less angry. I didn't say not, but maybe less angry. All right, so in the diagram on the right, same side, interior angles. YBA and BAZ are supplementary. If BAZ is X, write an expression for YBA. So we're writing an expression for this. Now remember, this is like on level math 2. When you guys get to high school, you'll really be in like an honors course, but we don't teach honors in 8th grade. So yeah, when you guys say things like, "Oh, that's easy," it wouldn't necessarily be easy for every student. So we know this.
I feel like there's something that's supposed to be confusing.
No, it's not meant to be confusing. It's meant to be straight. No, I said it should make you less angry. Because the other one, you guys were all like up in arms. Jacob, thank you for raising your hand.
Measure angle YBA equals 180 minus X.
Because we know the theorem, right? If two lines are, sorry, actually, be careful, because we don't know that yet. We don't know the lines are parallel, and like Satya said, we're missing the marks. But what they've told us is with these two lines cut by a third, these angles are supplementary, which means this is 180 minus X. Love it. Jacob's absolutely right. So then, if we want to prove this, let's start by contradicting it. So we must assume the conclusion is false. So if instead we are going to say that they are not supplementary, how would we say that? And actually, let's just give this a name. Let's say this is like Z.
We already have Z.
No, but
Oh,
big
crap.
Z. You can have a small Z. There's
Yeah.
only an X.
Well, actually, we seriously can. So normally
Capital Z.
big letters like capitals are points. Little letters are indicators of other things in there. So we could have angle ZAB or little angles. No, that's really bad. Like we shouldn't do this, but we could. Just stopping to talk about that point of you
Yeah,
could.
but there is an X.
So let's just do like
W.
sure.
Magnify 7.
So hold on. So how we would start if we start with contradiction, I got to get you guys out of here in just a moment, would be X plus Z does not equal 180. So go ahead and write that down, please, somewhere. I don't even care if you just flip this paper and write this because we're running out of time. Now let's play this out. Right? If X and Z don't equal 180, what do we know would happen? Those lines aren't parallel, and therefore there'd be an intersection, right? So somewhere there'd be an intersection. Bless you. So what else? Is there anything else we can relate to being able to disprove Hunter?
It says YBA and BAC were supplementary, but if they're not equal in 180.
Yeah, so we are starting. I know what the problem said, but we're starting with like the opposite of what we've been given to try and prove what we've been given. So we're starting with saying the opposite of what they said. So they're not supplementary. But then we said, well, if they're not supplementary, they're gonna intersect somewhere, right? Because we kind of make a triangle.
Which means X plus Y plus Z equals. If we're assuming we name the new intersection that angle Y, because then I don't know if that helps, but it does
don't know if it helps, but it does something.
Maybe. That's what my parents said.
So let's look at another one. I'm going to leave this hanging here. We're probably going to come back and talk about this tomorrow, but I want to show you another one before we get out of here. I've called on you a ton today. Let's go south here.
You can prove how they would be parallel, saying, well, do we know that A equals A? Yes.
Yes.
But why does that then make parallel lines?
Because if they're corresponding angles have to be on a transversal between two parallel.
Okay, well that's the rule.
Yeah.
But why?
Because they have to follow the rule, and they're equal.
You can't defend a rule by saying the rule. Nidden? You're just defending the rule by saying the rule. Jacob?
Well, same side interior angles are supplementary, and then it's the linear.
Ah, wait, what? You gotta back up and you gotta define that. Who is what, where?
Okay, so like A and whatever the angle in between the two A's,
Sure. C.
those would be supplementary, and then
Ah.
the other A would also be supplementary.
Ah.
That means that they're the same.
Because we can show that these two have to be supplementary because they're a linear pair. And then, because A is A, and these two are supplementary, that then makes our lines become parallel. Not just quoting a rule. You can't defend a rule with a rule. Okay? So here, no, we proved it. We showed why.
Whenever a police officer pulls me over, I'm telling
Sure, go for it. See how well that works. Sorry, I'm not getting out of here early, but head on out, guys. Same thing here, if you care. We relate this, and we call that angle A or something, and then
Ray told me that you can't defend a rule with a rule. Well, you just murdered someone.
So the cop would answer you like, you can't drive over 65 because that's a reckless decision. There, he defended the rule. Here's your ticket. Like, yeah, go for it. Give it a shot, but I don't think it'll work very well.
You can't ride over 65. Well,
Van Halen told me I can't drive